Thanks for joining us. Afam Osigwe, senior advocate of Nigeria, today took his oath of office and was inaugurated as the 32nd president of the Nigerian Bar Association. Mr. Osigwe will lead the association alongside other newly sworn-in national officers of the bar for the next 2 years. He takes over from Yakubu Mekiao, senior advocate of Nigeria, the former president of the association. In his inaugural speech delivered at the swearing-in ceremony in Lagos on Thursday, Mr. Osigwe commended his opponents, Tobenna Erojikwe and senior advocate of Nigeria, Chukwuka Ikwazam, for their decorum during the election, as he asked them to join him in moving the association forward. He promised to run an all-inclusive bar that keeps the association not only united, but moves the NBA forward. For more on the swearing-in, senior advocates Well, I'll be speaking with the senior advocates of Nigeria, Mutalobi Adebayo, for more on the swearing-in of Afam Osigwe SAN as the new NBA president. But in the meantime, President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, has honored the invitation at the Police Intelligence Response Team RT office in Abuja. Senior reporter Ademola Lawrence has more.
As early as 8 a.m., the 54 affiliates of the Nigerian Labour Congress gathered here to march in solidarity with their president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, who was invited by Nigerian police on allegation of cyber terrorism.
We will be here. They will go and come back to meet us here. We have clear conscience that the president will go and come back.
We'll appreciate if you all wait behind. I can assure you we are not going to belong. I can assure you we are not going to belong. Because the president is innocent of all the monstrous allegations.
Mr. Ajaero arrived with his lawyers Femi Falana.
We're not going to for.
His stay at the police IRT office was brief, lasting less than 30 minutes before he left alongside his lawyers and other labor leaders who joined him in solidarity. The deputy lead counsel to Joe Ajaero, while addressing the NLC members, insisted that the allegations leveled against NLC president were unfounded. He answered questions about tenants who rented an office in the Abuja NLC building, whom the police allege is involved in funding terrorism.
We had is quite different from what was contained in the invitation letter.
Wow!
So, but whichever that is the case, now that they have learned their lesson and correct themselves, we have taken it in that manner. So they said that the NLC president, they just want to ask him one or two questions in respect to a tenant that is here.
That as a citizen, I've gone there and we are back here. So, and you can't do this job we are doing without this type of hazard.
Recall that the NLC leadership are threatening to go on strike if the police authorities attempt to detain him unjustly. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Abuja.
Elsewhere, in a bid to ease the financial burden on essential services, President Bola Tinubu has approved a 50% electricity subsidy for all public hospitals and tertiary institutions in Nigeria. This initiative aims to cut down on operational expenses and enhance service delivery in these institutions. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa, announced this during a visit to inaugurate projects at the National Air Care Center in Kaduna. Dr. Alausa highlighted the government's dedication to providing affordable health care, explaining that the 2024 budget has the highest allocation to the health sector in Nigeria's history.
Has approved 50% subsidy to all for energy subsidy, electricity subsidy to all our public hospitals and education system, universities, polytechnics, college of education. That's been approved. The process of implementation is being developed by the Honorable Minister for Energy, and very soon, our hospitals and our public education system would be enjoying a significant reduction in the prices of the that they are paying currently for their energy tariff.
Now, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has announced on his X handle the successful signing of a memorandum of understanding with Boeing in Seattle, Washington. This significant agreement, which involved major Nigerian airlines and key stakeholders, marks a major advancement for Nigeria's aviation industry. In a statement issued, the minister disclosed that the MOU outlines several key initiatives designed to develop the sector. He said it includes leveraging Boeing's network of financiers and lessors to facilitate the acquisition of newer generation Boeing aircraft for Nigerian airlines. The agreement, according to Mr. Keyamo, also encompasses comprehensive training in airline operations and business models aimed at improving industry practices. Let's return to our earlier story about the emergence of a new president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, senior advocate of Nigeria. Joining us for more on that is a senior advocate of Nigeria, Motalobe Adebayo. Mr. Adebayo, a new man at the helm of affairs. Let's begin with an assessment of the process that brought in Mr. Osigwe, as the president of the NBA. And I see you're smiling. It appears this really excites you, does it?
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Mr. Adebayo.
I agree with you that the ideal point to start actually is about the process that produced Massey Afam Osigwe Ekun of the Nigerian Association. You see, in this country, until that election, we used to be into do 12 elections. So far, was just to be the best election ever conducted in this country in terms of being the fairest and the fairest and the most credible election. But the election conducted by the NBA, particularly the Minister Hussein Wabimbola led electoral committee of the Jamhuri that produced Massey Afam Osigwe as NBA president, has really dusted and has relegated the June 12 election into the second position. Because that election was very transparent for all to see. And for the first time, both the winners and the losers accepted their fate and have absolute trust and confidence in the process. Because it was clear to all assembly. The election was very free and fair, with no rancor.
All right, Mr. Adebayo.
Massey Afam Osigwe and his ESCO that brought them into office and they were sworn in today.
All right.
As the second president of the Jamhuri Association.
Okay, and in his... Yes, I hear you. I hear you, Mr. Adebayo. And in his inauguration speech, Mr. Osigwe promised to run a united and inclusive bar. How difficult or easy do you think that to be for him and his team?
It is not difficult. You see, we are lawyers. As a professional body, we are not professional politicians. Even those of other politicians, we are professionals in politics. So it's a win-win situation for the bar. There is no loser, there is no winner. It is all for the interest of the bar. So everybody, like the president said, era time of politics and politicking, campaign and what have you, that era had passed. Now, all of us must come on board rather than the president to ensure that we take the NBA to the next level. So it's not difficult at all. It's not difficult.
All right. Let's...
Those who lost knew clearly that indeed they lost that election. And it was also clear to them. Look at the margin.
Okay, let's now... I hear you, Mr. Adebayo. Let's now talk about the task ahead of Mr. Osigwe What do you consider priority for him and his team?
In fact, Afam Osigwe himself has set a roadmap for himself. If you look at his speech, this speech is a recap of his manifesto and campaign promises, and he has outlined his thoughts. He started with still and stand, and he said the era of physical stand and still and done. You know, the actual president yesterday launched the digital stand, which Afam Osigwe will now implement. He started with that goal. He said with the review, the approval for the review, also review of judicial salary by 20%. He said we are set to witness a new dawn and a new era in the annals of the Nigerian. He moved for that, he moved to the next year general conference, and he has appointed Mr. Emeka Obegolu FM to be the chairman of that conference planning committee.
All right.
That's preparing a year ahead. So it means the president has indicated from day one.
All right.
Without more than he said to us the word policy today. And he gets his mandate on what he wants from those committee. And that's the preference. And that line within which it was delivered.
All right, Mr. Adebayo. Thank you very much for talking to us about, this development. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Motolubi Adebayo, thank you so much for your time on TVC News at 7. Still ahead on TVC News at 7.